We're at the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, for game 2 of a jam-packed college challenge here in Mexico between UC Davis and Auburn. UC Davis going after the first pitch. That's Anna Deflison, and she flies out to left field. Shelby Lowe in the circle for Auburn.
Shortstop, number 44, Libby McMahon.
UC Davis coming in with a record of 2-2. Auburn 2-1-1. Includes last night's win over Wichita State 8-6 in 8 innings. Tracy Warren along with Kat Osterman and our entire Flow Sports crew. Little dribbler to second, quick throw to first, and they get Libby McMahon.
Well, the Aggies of UC Davis coming out. If they see a pitch over the plate, they are taking their swings. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Shelby Lowe. Fly out and ground out there on a first pitch changeup to McMahon.
That'll bring up the number 3 hitter for UC Davis out of Northern California. Leah Poulsen. Poulsen takes strike 1.
Shelby Lowe doing a good job of working ahead, throwing strikes. As long as UC Davis is going to be aggressive and hasn't been able to barrel it up hard yet, go ahead and continue attacking the strike zone.
Poulsen, the senior out of El Dorado Hills, Oak Ridge High School. She hit .294 last year, appearing in 48 games. UC Davis out of the Big West Conference. Both they and UC San Diego out of the Big West. A conference typically dominated by Long Beach State and Fullerton. Saw Long Beach State last weekend as they visited Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Looks like the rain has stopped here. Temperature in the mid-70s in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. This tournament has been so well attended. This is game 2 of 4. Strike 3 called. Quick work for Shelby Lowe and the Auburn Tigers. 3 up, 3 down. We're moving to the bottom of the first.
Center field, Anna Deflison. In right field, Leah Poulsen. At third base, Kayla Macias. At shortstop, Libby McMahon. At second base, Gia Police. At first base, Sarah Starks. The catcher, Grace Kilday. Starting pitcher for the Aggies, number 9, Kennedy Brown. Leading off the Auburn Tigers half of the first inning. Shortstop, number 13, Amelia Peralta.
Amelia Peralta set to lead it off here for the Auburn Tigers, playing in literally less than 15 hours as they won a really fun game last night against Wichita State, a game in which the Shockers came back and scored 5 in the 7th inning to tie it, and the game went to extra innings with Auburn winning 8-6. Amelia Peralta set to face Kennedy Brown, who's in the circle for UC Davis. Shot to the right side. And the Tigers coming out swinging.
Well, we've seen both teams come out swinging early in the at-bats. Peralta getting herself going early. The top part of the lineup was rather quiet for Mickey Dean's Auburn Tigers until very late in the game yesterday. But Peralta, after going 1-5, recording her first hit, first at bat. Kennedy Davis for these UC Davis Aggies had a successful first weekend. 2 appearances, 7 innings, only 2 earned runs.
Brown facing KK McCray, as already some communication with UC Davis. Getting used to that footing out in the pitching circle. We've seen it, a couple of pitchers have some challenges in there in the circle. So KK McCray, the left fielder, will step in for the Auburn Tigers. Senior, transfer from the University of Tennessee.
Good low strike there with a drop ball by Kennedy Brown. If she can control the lower part of the zone against this Auburn lineup, it will bode well for her. When you miss mid-thigh highers, when Auburn's able to flex their power and drive the ball.
Ball fouled off. It has been an interesting opening week in college softball with some major upsets. Oklahoma is still #1. Texas has moved up to #3. Washington has moved up to 5. Clemson is 10 with Duke at 6. Chopper up the middle, and that will fall in. So the first 2 hitters are aboard for the Auburn Tigers.
Right fielder, number 3, Isis Tresvant.
Another good pitch low in the zone for Brown, but McCray able to just loop this over the middle infield into center field to continue the streak for the Tigers right now. Again, another top part of the lineup getting a hit. They were quiet for most of the game last night against Wichita State. Have to imagine they came together and talked about setting the tone early here for Auburn.
Yeah, you're right, Kat. They didn't score their first run till the 2nd, and then they exploded for 4 after the rain delay, and then had to play catch up, and they pushed across 2 in the 8th. Mickey Dean's in his 7th year as the head coach for the Auburn Tigers. SEC Big West battle. Kennedy Brown out of Elk Grove, California, and Sheldon High School. Strike called. Brown really came on the scene in the Big West, getting all kinds of honors for her standout pitching. She was first team all conference, all region, third team, just as a freshman.
Brown pulls out the changeup there to even the count. Haven't seen that pitch from her until that moment.
Isis Tresvek. Check that. That's Leah Polson out there to run that down. And the runners advance on the long ball by Isis Tresvek.
The designated player, number 17, Chaylee Clemens.
Tresvik still looking for her first hit in Puerto Rico, but has been an asset to the Auburn lineup, still tallying an RBI, working some walks, and in this case, advancing runners.
Chaylee Clemens trying to get it done from the left side for the Tigers. Clemens, a freshman out of Alabaster, Alabama, ranked the number 5 first baseman by Extra Innings Softball. Earned All-State and All-County for her latter high school years at Thompson High School.
Well, Clemens
Always
left
amazed.
4 runners.
Yeah, go ahead, Kat.
Clemens left 4 runners on base last night against Wichita State. So you have to know head coach Mickey Dean and assistant coach Eugene Lenti had a conversation with her about, when we have runners on, need you to make the most of your at-bats. Chance here to pick up 2 if she can square the ball up.
Yeah, we had talked last night that a lot of the scoring was done by the 5 through 9 hitters. Clemens is, of course, number 4 for Auburn.
Not a bad take right there by Clemens. That's a pitcher's pitch. Thought it stretched the plate just a little bit, but good spot by Brown. Now, if you're Clemens, you're going to have to protect that spot with 2.
Ball in the dirt, but they get her. The throw to first for the second out of the inning. So Kennedy Brown fights back and gets Clemens, the number 4 hitter, with their first strikeout of the game.
Well, that's a big strikeout, and that changeup actually dropping off into the dirt in a full count. Gutsy pitch by Brown. If Clemens takes that, bases are loaded with 1 out. Big difference in the situation. But again, a senior pitcher who understands her pitches. Great execution versus Clemens.
And a Woolers trying to get the offensive first run across. She singled and scored a run in her first at bat last night. In fact, she scored 2 of the 8 runs for the Auburn Tigers. Woolers, a DePaul transfer. You think Eugene Lenti, who is an assistant coach at Auburn, had anything to do with Woolers transferring?
I think Eugene Lenti's been gone from DePaul long enough that he probably didn't play too much of a part. And I say that on the other side is that his former player, Tracy Addix, is now the head coach there. And they had a good relationship when she played at DePaul. So I think there's some things in play that you probably wouldn't want to taint with in that situation. But does Eugene Lenti keep an eye on what DePaul's program does? I'm sure he does. So seeing Woolers and what she's capable of, it was quick to jump at it in the portal.
First base, Number
And
34,
Tracy is doing a
Amelia
phenomenal
Leck.
job at DePaul. Last year had the team or 2 years ago in the championship for the Big East. Phenomenal talent out of Chicago and the surrounding areas. Woolers now loads the bases for Amelia Leck. Tigers trying to jump out early. Leck, a junior out of Thousand Oaks, California, a transfer from the University of Maryland, where she was a NFCA All Midwest Region 3rd team.
That changeup is a nasty pitch for Brown. He's able to locate it on the corners. We saw her let it drop out of the zone against Clements. That pitch could be the difference maker in this game for the UC Davis Aggies.
Auburn, one of 3 SEC teams that UC Davis will see here at the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. They've got their hands full here in the first. Bases loaded, 2-2 count. Check that, 1-2 count to Leck. It is foul ball. Auburn last year finished 1 game short of the Super Regional in 2023, falling to Clemson. Leck lifts it. That ball is gone! Grand slam home run, Amelia Leck! And the Auburn Tigers jump out to a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, Amelia Leck gets her first hit of this tournament. She had 2 plate appearances yesterday, 0 for 1 with a walk. But she goes down and gets this pitch on the outer half and drives that to dead center field. Great piece of hitting on a good pitch, too. You can't hang your head if you're Kennedy Brown. That was a good pitch. Leck, just great hitting to display some power for the Tigers.
Puts down the bunt, the throw not in time. And Packer is a 2-out base runner here in the bottom of the 1st.
Catcher, number 11, Aubrey Lisenby.
Aubrey Lisenby is the catcher this game for the Tigers. Lisenby, the junior out of Huntsville, Alabama.
The Alabama native, actually named after the Auburn mascot. So I think it was destiny that she ended up a Tiger.
That is some passion. When you start naming your children after mascots, you've got some really good school spirit. I mean, we're talking the possibilities, like Wolverine could be somebody's first name, or Aggie.
And I bet there's some people out there who have done that. I see quite a few names, and I know there are some, talk about my alma mater, there are some diehards, I'm sure, that have snuck Bevo into a kid's name somewhere.
Runner is going on the hit and run, but that ball is foul. Now you've like opened a can of worms. We got to get creative throughout this telecast because there's so many possibilities. You've got all the parents at home now thinking, huh. Runner going again on the bunt and run, the tag, and that will be the third out of the inning. Good play by Sarah Starks. But the explosion by Amelia Leck gives the Tigers a 4-run edge as we move to the second.
With 4 decades experience in producing only the best in the world of destination events, Triple Crown Sports wants to help you and your family get the most out of your investment in youth athletics. Whether it's giving young players a chance to compete against teams from around the country, or giving older athletes a chance to hone their skills for the college game, we have tournaments your family will never forget. Check out TripleCrownSports.com. Leading off the second inning for the UC Davis Aggies, first base, number 19, Sarah Starks.
Sarah Starks set to lead it off for UC Davis. Shelby Lowe will face 4, 5, and 6 for the Aggies.
The first inning, Shelby Lowe did a great job of making quick work of the Aggie offense, retiring the first 2 hitters on the first pitch. A quick 5-pitch strikeout against Polson for the third out, but the senior going to try to be efficient.
Starks launches a ball to left field. KK McCray underneath and gloves it for out number 1.
Left fielder, number 24.
Shelby Lowe had surgery in the offseason in 2022, and they felt like last year she came back, she was 6-6, but she wasn't quite herself, was still kind of thinking about her injury, trying to not feel, had a little bit of residual pain. Coach Mickey Dean hopes that she can throw this season now with some help on the pitching staff and not feel any pain, but efficiency is also key to keep your arm fresh and to not just allow your defense to get off the field and go back to hitting, but as a pitcher, the longevity throughout the season, the lower your pitch count, the more fresh you can be.
Sarah Nakahara rips one to center field, and that will fall in. Nakahara into second, and she is safely aboard at second.
The designated player, number 26, Tatum Whitworth.
The Aggies aggressive when the ball's in the zone. Nakahara goes up with this one. A soft line drive center field. Good effort by Packer. And with the speed of that ball, not a bad decision to make a dive. Her right fielder, Tresvik, right there behind her, but Nakahara stretching the play, getting the 2.
Tatum Wentworth. Big swing and a miss for the senior out of Woodland, California, and Pioneer High School. Oh, speed.
Well, you see Lowe go inside for the first strike with a curveball, got it in on Wentworth hard. Wentworth unable to catch up to it, but instead of staying hard, fools Wentworth with an off-speed pitch there, freezes her. A lot of good changeups in this tournament.
And a good rise there. They get Wentworth for the second out of this inning. That is the second strikeout for Shelby Lowe. Gia Felice goes after the first pitch. Felice taking her cuts in there.
Felice is taking her cuts, but her stance is a little bit open, and when you see her swing, she's starting to pull off the ball kind of towards the first base line. Shelby Lowe being a lefty, that curveball's tailing away from Felice. She's going to have to stay a little more close to the plate if she's going to drive it.
Well, the only one driving was Shelby Lowe, picks up her third strikeout of the game, and Auburn firmly in the driver's seat. They lead 4-0.
Leading off the Auburn Tigers half of the second inning, second base, number 99, Rose Roach.
She is the number 9 hitter. She seemed to be the catalyst last night, finding ways to get on board for the Auburn Tigers, who beat Wichita State 8-6 in extra innings. UC Davis coming in from Northern California near Sacramento, traveling well to Puerto Vallarta. Why not? When you can enjoy some 70-degree temperatures, some great food, and some of the best softball in the world. A lot of tournaments, a lot of softball going on in February. We've got a tournament in Palm Springs, California coming up that will be televised by FloSports. Some of the best traveling there after this Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. This is week 2. Strike 1 called to Rose Roach. Kennedy
Rose
Brown
Roach
still in the circle.
Rose Roach, a triple threat at the plate. We've seen her drop a bunt. You see her slap. She can also drive the ball. But right now, I'm going to try to create some action to be a good leadoff hitter in the second inning for Auburn.
She does get the bunt down, fielded by the third baseman. The quick throw to first, and they get her. Macias, nice job with the great throw.
Shortstop, number 13, Amelia Peralta.
Nelia Peralta singled and scored a run her last at bat. Peralta with the big swing. That ball is sailing, but Leah Polson does a nice job on the run of tracking it down for the second out of the inning.
Fielder, number 16, K.K. McCrary.
Great job by Polson out there in right field. This is a good drive off the bat of Peralta. 2 great contacts for her today, but you see Polson, great first step, great angle, but most importantly, she never slows down. She runs through the catch. A lot of times you'll see an athlete get to what they think is the spot and kind of hesitate. She continues through that catch as it's tailing. Big play for the Aggies.
Polson has kind of been that utility player for Davis, and when they need an outfielder, she's there, and she's got the great foot speed. So you saw it on display as K.K. McCray pops that ball up. And that is caught by Grace Kilday for the third out of the inning. So the Aggies handle the Tigers. We're moving to the top of the third.
Never miss a game with FloSoftball. You can watch today's event live along with other FloSoftball events the rest of the season.
Off the inning for the Aggies. Kilday, a junior out of El Dorado Hills, California, and Oak Ridge High School. Kilday has been platooning at catcher throughout the better part of her career. UC Davis coming in with a record of 2-2. Sticks her bat out. Got to be a quick throw, and they get her by a foot. Rose Roach quickly through to first to get Kildare by a step.
Third base, number 10, Kayla Macias.
Number 9 hitter Kayla Macias for the Aggies.
Talk about the efficiency of Shelby Lowe. We're 1 out in the third, and she has just thrown 23 pitches. She is making quick work of this Aggie offense right now. You can't fault UC Davis for being aggressive when she does throw so many strikes early in the count. They're just going to have to figure out what adjustment to make to barrel her up. Only one hard hit so far, Nakahara for the double in center field. But even that wasn't a line shot. There was a little hump to that, so they haven't really squared Low up too hard.
The Aggies wins this season so far coming off Middle Tennessee and San Jose State. They are going to have their work cut out for them as they'll face 3 SEC teams here in Puerto Vallarta. Off speed to the right side. Roach will field it and throw it to first for the second out of the inning.
Center fielder, number 27, Anna Detlefson.
That is the third ground ball of 9 hitters to Rose Roach. Top of the order. Anna Detlefson. This to the left side. Peralta. 3 up, 3 down. Shelby Lowe is in fuego here early on for the Auburn Tigers. They're on top, 4-0 as we move to the bottom of the third.
Leading off the Auburn Tigers half of the third inning, right fielder, number 3, Isis Tresvik.
Isis Tresvik set to lead off the bottom of the third for the Auburn Tigers. They've got a 4-0 cushion. They got them all in the first inning. Auburn, one of 3 SEC teams the Aggies will face. They'll also take on Mississippi State and South Carolina. Kennedy Brown still in the circle for the Aggies.
As you mentioned, Auburn struck big early, 4 runs, but Kennedy Brown settled down in that second inning, got a ground ball, a good line drive to right field that her right fielder Polson ran down, but then a fly out to the catcher, so much more in command and letting her pitches work in the second inning.
Strike called on Tresvik. Roped to third. Macias there and throws it to first for out number 1.
I feel like Auburn got really comfortable in the box the way they were hitting the ball in the first inning, but now in hitters counts, they're starting to be real aggressive, and you would like that if the ball's in the zone, but that pitch there to Tresvik, a little bit up, so she had to try to get on top of it, hits the ground ball to Macias at third. The aggressiveness in a count is warranted, but you still have to make sure the pitch is within the strike zone.
Skylar Elkins will pitch hit for Auburn for Shaylee Clemens.
It's early in the game, but not a bad pitch hitting opportunity for Coach Mickey Dean to take advantage of. Clemens has been struggling so far in their 2 games here in Puerto Vallarta, so giving her a chance to take a little rest, a little mental break before gets another opportunity at the plate. Meanwhile, Elkins so far 2 for 2 on the year.
And we saw her last night in at the catching position. She had drawn a walk, which is crucial to the Tigers' success with the 8-6 win. Ball's fouled back. Kennedy Brown working hard in the circle for the Aggies. Good pitch low in the zone. And they get Elkins for the second out.
Both pitchers using that changeup to their advantage. First strikeout of the game for Kennedy Brown was on that changeup as well. Almost identical. Down in the dirt, a chase pitch. A great off-speed
That'll bring
pitch
up
can be such an equalizer.
And we're seeing it here, actually. Anna Wohlers goes after the first pitch. And that is off the fence, so a stand-up 2-out double for Anna Wohlers.
First base, number 34, Amelia Leck.
Wohlers wasting no time to show Mickey Dean this season that she was indeed a great pickup for this Auburn Tiger program.
Amelia Leck, who had the grand slam home run in the first and plated 4, steps in.
You saw her
Kennedy.
replay of the grand slam right there before the first pitch. This part of the Auburn lineup has hit Kennedy Brown the hardest.
Strike called. Kennedy Brown, all Big West first team last year, 2-time Big West Pitcher of the Week. She was an NFC All-Region, going 16-12 with a 1.96 ERA last year. shows you the talent in the SEC, because Kennedy Brown had been an all Big West first team essentially throughout her playing career at UC Davis, and virtually unhittable in the Big West. But the Tigers, specifically Amelia Leck, the person at the plate, made quick work of plating 4 runs with the grand slam.
Well, and you mentioned all of Kennedy Brown's success, but with that is a lot of experience, a lot of scouting reports and video out on you. So you have to know that the Auburn Tigers are prepared for what she throws. The surprising thing to me right now is they're not really prepared for her changeup. So that pitch is keeping her in this ball game right now, being able to execute that pitch, especially in some hitters' counts.
Wanted that pitch, and they got it called. A little sail job by UC Davis to get that called third strike as the Aggies get out of the inning. Kennedy Brown is all high fives. Aggies coming to bat.
Never miss a game with FloSoftball. You can watch today's event live along with other FloSoftball events. Go to FloSoftball.tv. College sports evaluation is on the cutting edge of sports analytics. Founded in 2020 by the owner of Triple Crown Sports, CSE provides youth and collegiate athletes with verified sensor data. Trusted by and tested with over 200 college programs, CSE's team of dedicated mathematicians provide the only valid data outlet available to accurately evaluate players as they compare to collegiate levels. Visit the CSE tent here today to learn more. Leading off the 4th inning for UC Davis, shortstop, number 44, Libby McMahon.
Thorns, UC Davis Aggies 2, 3, and 4 set to face Shelby Lowe here in the top of the 4th.
Both pitchers starting to utilize that changeup on the outside, stretch it just a little bit. We saw Kennedy Brown throw it back to back to strike out Amelia Leck looking, and Shelby Lowe stretches it there for the first strike as well.
They get McMahon with the fly out to right field.
Right fielder, number 16, Leah Polson.
Leah Polson struck out her first time up. We talked a little bit about Erin Thorpe in her 10th year as head coach at UC Davis, and she has just continued to help this Aggie team really strive to be the best. She's a former All-American at UC San Diego as Polson finds her first hit of this game.
First base, number 19, Sarah Starks.
Feel a little bit of life in UC Davis right now.
Well, UC Davis has been aggressive in their at-bats all game, knowing that Shelby Lowe is going to come right at you. It's just been a matter of squaring it up and finding the holes, and great job by Leah Polson there. Pulls an inside pitch through the 3-4 hole. Gets herself on base and gives the Aggies a little bit of life. They're just going to have to create some action and force Auburn's defense to make plays right now. Wouldn't be surprised if we possibly see some short game or some hit and run situations.
Sarah Starks, All Big West second team last year. She flew out to left field her first at bat. She is the number 4 hitter for the Aggies. That ball is up, and Rose Roach will get under it for the second out of the inning.
Left fielder, number 24 is Sarah Nakahara.
Sarah Nakahara had probably the best at-bat for the Aggies so far. She had a double in the second inning to put that spark into UC Davis. It was the first hit off Shelby Lowe.
Well, you see Lowe hammering that inside there. First pitch to Nakahara, trying to keep it tight, not let her get extended and get the barrel to it.
Fouls that back. Triple Crown Sports and Flow Sports, along with Kat Osterman and Tracy Warren, bringing you game 2 of day 2 of this Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. They moved the schedule up yesterday because of the rains. Got 3 games in yesterday, and they're hoping to get in 4 today in Mexico. And they get Nakahara. So they get the tough out in Sarah Nakahara, and there is no let up in Shelby Lowe. Tigers lead 4-0. Center fielder Michaela Packer set to lead off the bottom of the 4th for the Auburn Tigers as they hope to add on to their 4-0 lead. That ball drops in there for a leadoff single for Michaela Packer here in the 4th.
Packer takes an aggressive round to first base. UC Davis Aggies heads up. But this is a changeup, and Packer's out in front. It's off the end of the bat. Just finds that hole in no man's land. The errant throw from outfield to second base. Packer almost gets to second.
Great communication for the right side for UC Davis. You just heard him talking the whole way.
second base, number 99, Rose Roach.
Great job by Felice to go all out. That's a hard catch to make. You have to try to make it, not knowing if it's going to be foul. It's too close to the foul line. But the basket catch and able to break down to get Packer, keep Packer at first base, not allow her to tag. A lot of runners might try to tag and force a throw since the momentum of second baseman is going away from them. But nice play by Felice for the Aggies.
And you see how deep she's playing at second base. Covering a lot of ground there as they face Rose Roach. There's another one, a tag. And Roach gets the tag to apply. So Packer is out, and Roach is safely aboard first for the second out of the inning.
Number 13, Amelia Puerto.
Well, great job by Roach to one charge this. If Packer gets in her way making the play, it is interference on Packer, but she makes the play, gets the foot of Packer. Great job by Felice. 2 plays in a row to keep Auburn with runners at first.
Yeah, Kat, the concentration is phenomenal. There is the swing and run, the throw, and Rose Roach is out. So some good Aggie defense shuts down the Tigers. The swing and run, and the Tigers are done. We're moving to the top of the 5th, 4-0 Auburn.
Auburn Tigers 4, UC Davis Aggies 0. Leading off the 5th inning,
Shelby Lowe has given up just 2 hits, 4 strikeouts,
number 26,
and 4 innings of work as we move to the top of the 5th. She will face Tatum Wentworth, who struck out her first time up, the designated player for UC Davis. Great defense last inning by the Aggies to get out of what looked like to be mounting a rally for the Tigers. Wentworth, shot to the outfield. Michaela Packer gloves it for the first out of the inning.
second base, number 1, Gia Feliz.
Well, again, another quick out for Shelby Lowe. Just attacking the strike zone until UC Davis makes an adjustment and starts hitting her harder. She's going to continue just pound the zone, occasionally mixing the changeup. See it there for strike 1. But no need for Shelby Lowe to adjust just yet.
Gia Feliz, who's been playing a phenomenal second base for the Aggies, getting her second look at Shelby Lowe. Ball is up. We're looking at the Power 10 after the first opening week, and 3 Big 12 teams are in the Power 10: Oklahoma, Texas, and Oklahoma State. Three SEC teams, with Clemson being among them in that as well. There's a blooper into right field. That will fall in for a hit for Felice, and she is a 1-out base runner here in the top of the 5th.
Catcher, number 2, Grace Kilday.
Felice, one of the few Aggie hitters that has been aggressive on a changeup. Shelby Lowe throwing the changeup there in 2-strike count. But Felice able to just flip it into shallow right field for the base hit.
Grace Kilday ground to second, her first time up. Aggies got to try and mount a rally. Big swing and a miss by Kilday. Ball fouled back.
All of the Aggies base runners have come with 1 out, which really limits their ability to try to advance the runner with a bunt. You also have a big lead, or a bigger lead to cut into, so you don't necessarily want to always steal.
Gets a
Aggies
bat
haven't
out
been able
on
to
that.
string anything together.
Yeah, Kat, and you feel like at any given moment, they're going to be able to put back-to-backs in place. They've threatened every inning but the first. And credit Shelby Lowe, she's been able to shut them down. Kilday, that great catcher with a fantastic arm, trying to find some offense.
Well, right now, Shelby Lowe just staying in the strike zone. Kidley not showing any adjustment, just trying to make contact and foul it off.
Ball on the outside part of the plate. Auburn will take on Utah later today. That should be a good battle. Hopefully the Utes can find their bats. They lost earlier today to South Carolina, 9-1. Fouls that off again.
You have to tip your hat. Great at bat here to stay alive.
.44 pitches for Shelby Lowe so far. Grace Kilday is making her work for every one of them.
I have to imagine right now, if Kidley can win this at bat, the momentum shift to UC Davis would be huge. They'd have their first runner in scoring position. First time they can string back-to-back base runners. She's putting up a good fight, but she's going to have to square one up and not simply try to just stay alive.
Yeah, and Macias is the number 9 hitter at the top of the order for the Aggies. She lays off the rise ball. So low goes high here. Maybe a waist pitch. Where do you think she's going now? She's going for the strikeout.
Third base, number 10, Kayla Macias.
Low wins the battle with Kilday, coming back strong. Throwing some heat there for the second out of the inning. Kayla Macias, the number 9 hitter, third baseman, will try to keep the inning alive. Only 3 hits off Low for the Aggies.
Fun fact, Tracy, that last at-bat for Kidley was the longest at-bat a UC Davis Aggie has had against Shelby Lowe. She has not thrown more than 4 pitches to a hitter up until that at-bat against Kidley.
Wow. Which goes to show you, as you said, the efficiency of Shelby Lowe. Macias. Strike called. Macias was a high school catcher. She's moved to third base for UC Davis.
And you mentioned that efficiency that we've talked about with Lowe. Again, 2 outs in the 5th, 54 pitches prior to this at bat with Macias. So now we're at 58. Have to wonder if Coach Mickey Dean's going to see if he can stretch her all 7. When the pitch count is low, you're not as worried about it. But UC Davis not making adjustments, so also not seeing a need to switch pitchers unless you just have another pitcher you want to get some innings.
Gets the ball out, but Packer underneath to glove it for the 3rd out of the inning. The Aggies threaten, but they can't push a run across thanks to Shelby Lowe and her teammates playing some phenomenal defense. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Auburn still leads 4-0. Kennedy Brown stays in the circle for
Defensive change for
UC Davis.
Now batting 5th and playing left field, number 48, Mickey Buscemi. Leading off
Mickey
the Auburn
Buscemi will move to
Tigers
left
now
field
in the 5th inning.
for UC Davis.
Shortstop, number 13, Amelia Puerto.
Amelia Peralta, who was at home when Rose Roach was thrown out by Grace Kilday comes back. It takes ball 1.
Kennedy Brown, since the first inning, has really done a good job of mixing speeds and forcing these Auburn Tigers to chase a little bit. Even when they're in hitters' counts, she's throwing pitches that are right on the edge of the zone. Auburn hasn't been able to square them up.
Strike called. Are you surprised, Kat, that Davis has left Kennedy Brown in this long?
No, I mean, the first inning obviously was the big blow, but since then they haven't really been able to barrel the ball up. The double to Anna Woolers is the hardest hit since the first inning. And she's done a good job commanding the strike zone. So unless they had a plan to use her later today for some reason, I'm not surprised that they're going to continue to let her in, because you're still only a 4-run lead. If an offense strings a couple together, you can cut that in half rather easily.
And Peralta ropes her second single of this game back up the middle. She's a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 5th.
Left fielder, number 16,
Another hit right back up the middle. Not incredibly hard, but Peralta getting leadoff runner on base. Same way they started the first inning, a single by Peralta to put some fire under the Tigers.
Well, it was the 5th and 6th inning last game that South Carolina got hot and came back and 8-run rolled Utah 9-1. Auburn out with the 4-0 lead, runner on first.
Your attention. Now running at first base for the Tigers in place of Peralta, number 1, Talia Martin.
Pinch runner at first base, Talia Martin for Peralta. KK McCrae takes strike 1. You know, Kat, we've talked to a lot of these coaches that are carrying 20 or more players, and we ask them how and why, and you're seeing it. It's the pinch running as well as, you know, backup pitchers, utility players. They're carrying more and more athletes, it seems, on softball teams when they can. I know Washington has been struggling to find. They actually even had an open tryout in the summer to get bodies for Heather Tarr's team, but so many pinch runners in the game today and specialists.
But yeah, there's just so many more opportunities now, and you know, with NIL that opens up opportunities for athletes who even aren't on scholarship to be earning money, so you can have a little bit deeper of a roster. But it is common.
Chopper up the middle.
Very common.
So Kennedy
with
Brown.
You
got it.
It's very common with the staff approach for pitchers, and also just being able to have more pinch hitting opportunities. Athletes are so much better offensively these days with the technology advancement, being able to scout, and just the instruction they've been able to get as our games evolved. So you carry a deeper roster, more pinch hitters, more pinch runners, as you mentioned, but definitely more pitchers too when you're not riding the arm of just 1 or 2 for a whole season.
This is becoming a common occurrence for Mickey Dean, putting in pinch runners as UC Davis gets the lead runner in Martin.
For the Tigers
and now running for KK McCrae will be Abby Smith out of Austin, Texas. Isis Tresvek is 0 for 2 on the day. Little hit and run action. Ball caught at first, and they'll double her up. So the Tigers took a gamble, but the Aggies won that time. We will move to the top of the 6th, 4-0, with some fine defense by UC Davis Aggies.
Leading off the 6th inning for the UC Davis Aggies, center fielder number 27, Anna Detlefson.
Top of the order for UC Davis, as we saw pitcher Kennedy Brown try to fire up her teammates, as they've got 6 outs left to catch up these feisty Tigers out of the SEC. Anna Detlefson looking for her first hit of this game. She's the leadoff hitter for the Aggies, as Auburn's made some defensive substitutions. Abby Smith is in left field. Ax Milanowski, the sophomore, moves to first base. Meanwhile, Shelby Lowe stays in for Auburn, pitching a fantastic game so far here out of the gate. Just 3 hits given up by Shelby Lowe.
Well, Lowe been able to scatter those 3 hits. As we mentioned, they've all been 1-out hits for the UC Davis Aggies. She's really done a good job of just attacking the strike zone and staying around the zone. A lot of quick outs for the Aggies.
That ball is well hit. Extra bases for Detlefson. She's going to go to third. And a leadoff triple for Anna Detlefson here in the top of the 6th.
Well, there's some life for the Aggies. Going the 3rd time through the order, the question is how quickly were the Aggies going to adjust? Detlefson adjusts on that one. That is the hardest hit of the ball game for the Aggies. The Aggies with a leadoff base runner at third. First scoring threat for the Aggies.
Yeah, and you know, we saw this last night with Wichita State. It looked like a sleepy team, but that is going to push across the first run for the Aggies. We've got a 4-1 ball game with the RBI by Libby McMahon.
Right fielder.
We've talked about it. Shelby Lowe has been efficient, not a high pitch count, thrown a lot of strikes, but as the 3rd time through, the Aggies starting to time her up. Strong contact by Detlefson for the triple, but also strong contact on that changeup right there by McMahon. Good adjustment by the Aggies as they see Lowe for the 3rd time.
Oh, Mickey Dean
Your attention, new pitcher.
is going to make a pitching substitution for the Auburn Tigers. A great job by Shelby Lowe. She will give way to Annabelle Widra out of Hoover, Alabama, the transfer from Michigan.
Saw Windra last night against Wichita State. She went 1 inning. Gave up 2 hits, but no runs. She's going to be very different look than Shelby Lowe, right-handed, throws a little bit harder. Still a lot of curveballs, but moving the opposite direction to these right-handed hitters. Mickey Dean has the ability to play off each pitcher, as all of his pitchers are significantly different from each other.
So Widra will have to face the heart of the order for UC Davis. Leah Polson, who singled in her last at-bat, will step in to the cool breezes of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Mid-70s, Division I softball at its best. Ball gets away from the catcher. Runner will move to second. And now McMahon is in scoring position.
Well, not what you want your first pitch for your relief pitcher to go in. That pitch gets away from Windra quite a bit. But UC Davis going to continue to be aggressive and make things happen.
Windra out of Hoover, Alabama was a 2023 Tiger Invitational All-Tournament team. Last year was their first year in an Auburn uniform. Had a 2.72 ERA and went 9-5. The 2-1 pitch. That ball will fall in. And the Aggies have found their offense here in the top of the sixth.
First base, number 19, Sarah Starks.
Well, the aggressiveness for the Aggies is paying off. They've gotten swings in this game. They've gotten comfortable in the box. Now they're just willing things to happen. Little fly ball over Peralta at shortstop. But the Aggies mounting a rally. No outs here in the top of the sixth.
Sarah Starks goes after the first pitch. That will score a run. And runners still at first and third for the Aggies. It's a 4-2 ball game.
Well, this a little excuse me check swing. Stark didn't even mean to swing it, but the barrel got to the ball. That is hard enough to get past Milanowski there at first base. Stark picks up an RBI and continues this hitting rally for UC Davis. Right now, the Auburn Tigers pitching staff going to have to figure out how they can stretch the plate. How can you throw something that's enticing, but UC Davis can't get their barrel to it?
Your attention.
But tip your hat to the Aggies. They're not going quietly.
Sarah Nakahara.
Sarah Nakahara re-enters the game. Buscemi did come in for Nakahara. Nakahara had a double in her first at-bat. 4 of the Aggies' 7 hits have come in this inning, and there are no outs. Nakahara fouls that back. Out of San Diego, California, went to Scripps Ranch High School. And they get Nakahara. First out this inning for Windra. Annabelle Woodra. You grow up in Alabama, you go to Michigan, you transfer to Auburn, and you get Sarah Nakahara.
Now batting for UC Davis in place of the designated player Wentworth. Number 6, Maddie Grissom.
Maddie Grissom pitch hitting for Tatum Wentworth for UC Davis. Squares to bunt. Runner going to get caught in a rundown. Rundown is at first. Will they get her? They do. Does the runner score?
show bunt here by Grissom to pull the infield in. Great job by Starks to stay in that rundown, but also a great jump by Polson. The second she saw that throw going all the way through, she took off. Some might question getting a second out with your runner on when you need 4 or you need 2 runs, but in this case, the lead is 1 run. One swing of the bat can change the game now for UC Davis. They had to pull within 1 and didn't want to have to bank on moving that runner all the way around.
Polson scored 4-3. And the Aggies aren't done yet. Maddie Grissom. Chopper to the left side, and that will fall in. Pitch hit single for Maddie Grissom.
Grissom shows slap, pulls back, just tries to make good contact. You see her able to get the top part of that ball, a hard grounder. 5-6 hole off the glove of Peralta.
Your attention.
5 hits in this inning for UC Davis after they had only had 3 going into the 6th inning.
Amelia McFarland. Now batting for the Aggies, second base, number 1, Gia Feliz.
Olivia McFarland comes to pitch run at first base for Grissom, who is pitch hitting for Wentworth. Gia Feliz, who singled in her last at-bat, is up. I feel like it was Feliz, both defensively and offensively, which has sparked this UC Davis team. She has just played phenomenal.
There you see Felice attacking the outside pitch that Winger's throwing at her.
The sophomore in a battle. And they got her swinging. So Widra gets out of it, but not before the Aggies can push across 3. We got a ball game as we move to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-3, Auburn.
The Sheraton Bougainvilleas, which has been a valued partner of Triple Crown Sports over the years. Thank you to the Sheraton staff for your continued hospitality during this Puerto Vallarta College Challenge.
All Big West Kennedy Brown has a fan club. The pitcher staying in, UC Davis, is finally, her team has given her some offense to work with. She'll face 4, 5, and 6 here in the bottom of the 6th.
The designated player, number 15, Skylar Elkins.
Skylar Elkins will be the first, as you see. Lots of fun and relaxation south of the border in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It has been all work for this all Big West pitcher. She has been patient. She has been exacting. She gave up 4 runs in the first and has been lights out since then. And she'll take on Skylar Elkins, who goes after the first pitch. That ball is up to the shortstop. McMahon loves it for the first out. Pat, we've watched Kennedy Brown kind of talk up her teammates. I mean, how hard is it for someone in the circle to be patient and wait for the team to offensively spark and really have that perseverance and mindset to say, it's coming, I just got to continue to do my job in the circle?
Well, Kennedy Brown, being a senior, knows that when you play teams that are ranked as high as Auburn, that have good offenses and great pitching staffs, that she's going to, 1, have to throw a really good game to keep them in it, but 2, that runs are not going to just be abundant. So you have to know that the senior is mentally tough enough to say, hey, I have a chance to go after this really good offense. What can I do to keep them off balance? And just play the waiting game. But to be a encouragement to your teammate in those times is the key. Is the fact that you're doing your job, but you can't sit there and dwell on the fact that it's a little bit slow on the offensive side. But she's done a really good job of picking up her team and having them on their back up until this 6th inning when they were finally able to break through.
Kennedy Brown says she has a strong passion for photography, and she lists her camera as something that should never be taken away from her. I'll tell you, she is really taking some good shots at this team from the SEC, which made it to the regional tournament last year. Kennedy Brown was one of the best pitchers to come out of the Big West. Jada Cecil, another who was at UC San Diego, now at UCLA. But if she can hold on here, look out. She walks Anna Woolers.
First base, number 34, Amelia Leck.
Not a terrible walk to Woolers. Woolers is the one hitter who has hit Brown the hardest since the first inning. We do have to be careful, though, as Leck had the grand slam.
Amelia Leck had the grand slam in the first, gave the Tigers the 4-0 edge.
Nice change up there to even the count.
Big swing, got under that all the way. 2-run home run, Amelia Leck. It is a 6-3 ball game, and Amelia Leck is responsible for all of the team's RBIs.
Center fielder, number 10, Michaela Packer.
Well, Amelia Leck is seeing the ball really well, but this Kennedy Brown tries to go back-to-back change-ups, but this time Leck keeps her hands back, able to drive that dead center field. Good piece of hitting, as well as just good adjustment on the off-speed pitch by Leck.
And it looked like from that shot, as Leck has her second home run of this ball game and her 6th RBI, that Auburn does have someone warming up in the outfield, as Michaela Packer, who is 2 for 2 on the day, steps in at the number 7 spot for Auburn.
Kennedy Brown was doing so well the second through 5th innings because she was going at the strike zone. She wasn't getting behind hitters. Starting to get behind these Auburn hitters a little bit again, allowing them to simplify their game plan. Leck had to have known that when she took the grand slam out on a hard pitch, that she was probably going to see a lot of change-ups. Good adjustment by her. But Brown just needs to regain her composure. Her team's still in it.
Catcher, number 11, Aubrey Lisenby.
So a new pitcher for UC Davis, as Kennedy Brown will give way.
Your attention, new pitcher for UC Davis, number 17, Sarah Reineman.
Sarah Reinman, the senior out of Red Bluff, California, and Red Bluff High School will come in.
Reideman saw 6 innings of work last weekend. She did give up 4 earned runs on 8 hits, has one of the Aggies' 2 losses. But getting another chance to get in the circle here, a different look than Kennedy Brown.
So with Packer on first, Lisenby tries to solve Reineman. Runner is going on the first pitch, and they got her. Boy, Grace Kilday has been amazing for UC Davis.
Packer gets a great jump, but Kilday throws this ball on the money right at the bag. Easy for McMahon to apply a tag. Both throws today for Kilday. Perfect throws.
Lisenby takes ball 2. Yeah, and you get her out of scoring position, takes a little bit of pressure off Reineman. Now she could get this out and get what is a heating up UC Davis offense back up for the top of the 7th. She walked her. So Rose Roach, the number 9 hitter.
Number 99, Rose Roach.
Looks like
And
Mickey
looks
Dean's
like
gonna
Mickey-
have read my mind.
You and I are going the same place. He's got his Rolodex of names, and he's just going to keep using it in this game.
Your attention, now running at first base for the Tigers. In place of Lisenby, number 5, Mariah Pinta.
Maria Penta, the pinch runner at first. Rose Roach, the speedy number 9 hitter.
Reineman just missing up in the zone, and the Auburn Tigers not going to be overly aggressive. They're going to wait it out and see what she has to offer. And so far, nothing looks enticing to these hitters.
Grace Kilday comes out, talks things over with Reineman, the senior. Rose Roach has a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Ball high. And ball 4. So back-to-back walks for Reineman. Runners at first and second, and now the top of the order for the Auburn Tigers. So a little session in the circle for UC Davis, just trying to calm down Reineman as the threat continues for Auburn. We said in the earlier game with South Carolina coming out and beating Utah 9-1, how relaxed the Gamecocks look just from the get-go. And I have to say, Kat, you know, Auburn looks a little bit of the same. They came out with the Grand Slam home run from Amelia Leck, the number 6 hitter, and they had UC Davis on their heels this entire game, and the Aggies woke up in the 6th and played at 3. But these SEC schools, man, they are ready come February.
Well, the way scheduling works, you have to be able to have a good strength of schedule, you have to have a good RPI, but you have to win games against solid opponents in order to help that RPI and to help that selection into the postseason. So really from day one, the way you play matters. And, you know, softball programs, they have all fall to start to practice together as a team. They have a chance to play 8 games in the fall. So once you roll around in February, there should be a go button that you're able to push.
Good choice by Macias, gets a force out at 3rd. We've got a 6-3 ball game moving to the top of the 7th. Can the Aggies get hot again? Because the Tigers are, and Amelia Leck is red hot. 6 RBIs, that a 2-run home run. It's a 6-3 ball game.
Left on base at the end of 6 innings to score. Auburn 6, UC Davis 3.
top of the 7th, UC Davis will bring up 8, 9, and 1 to challenge the Tigers. And Annabelle Widra, who relieved Shelby Lowe in the 6th inning. It was that 6th inning that UC Davis exploded for 3. It was a 4-3 ball game until Amelia Leck launched the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th, and that's the scoring 6-3. Bree Weeks will pitch hit for UC Davis, the sophomore out of Norwalk, California.
Weeks going to be a different look than Grace Kidlake. Kidlake did have a really good at bat. Her last at bat extended the count against Shelby Lowe, ended up in a K, but quality at bat. But Weeks going to be a slapper, try to force some action. She's going to have to catch up to Weedra's speed before.
Fouled that back. Auburn later today will play Utah. That is going to be a fun one, a Pac-12 SEC battle. Utah losing earlier today, 9-1 to South Carolina. Got her. Widra comes out smoking, gets the first out of the inning. The Aggies are left to their last 2 outs of this game.
Well, such an important out for Weedra with the fact that the Aggies were able to rally in this. Weedra using that outer half, got a swing and miss from Macias on the first pitch, trying to stretch the plate just a little bit there, a little too far. Evens the count.
Big swing and a pop-up to the left side. And a Woolers is underneath. And gloves it for the second out. Auburn is 1 out away from going 2-0 so far in this Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. It is the top of the order. Anna Deflison, who had the triple and scored a run last inning for the Aggies.
Well, the Aggies were doing such a good job at being aggressive in the zone, able to time up pitches and string quite a few hits together in the 6th inning, but now chasing the ball out of the zone, trying to do a little bit too much to extend this game.
Strike called. To the right side, that will fall in for a hit. And Deflison is a 2-out base runner with the stand-up double.
Shortstop, number 44.
Well, Deflison just does a good job with a pitch on the outer half. Widra way ahead in the count. Needed to make sure that pitch was off the plate.
Libby McMahon singled, had an RBI, and scored a run in her last at bat. Big swing and a miss.
Widra quickly getting ahead of McMahon, using that curveball low and away. Great location on that last pitch, knee height. Big opportunity for her to slam the door in an impressive way.
Widra trying to shut the door on the Aggies. And she gets her. The Auburn Tigers hold on thanks to some fantastic hitting from Amelia and the combo pitching of Shelby Lowe and Annabelle Widra to pick up their third win of this season. 6-3 winners over UC Davis.
Well, a great start by Shelby Lowe for the Auburn Tigers gave them a strong 5 innings, but UC Davis starting to make the adjustments in the 6th to make this game close. If you're the Auburn Tigers, though, you're giving Amelia Leck a lot of pats on the back. All 6 RBIs in this game, a grand slam, a 2-run home run. Enough for Auburn, but they're going to have to look for some total offense as this tournament continues.
And this tournament will continue with our broadcast partners, Corey Brooks and Nicole Mendez. 2 more games slated for tonight, but for this game, and for Kat Osterman and our entire Flow Sports production team, I'm Tracy Warren. This has been a presentation of Triple Crown Sports and Flow Sports. Final score is Auburn 6, UC Davis 3. So long from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.